7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Oh man, it's Wednesday night. It's We Be Tailored. I'm Captain Eric Hasty, and that is
John King.
John King. Man, it's good to have you back.
Where's that going?
I don't know, it just sounded good. Just good to have you back, John. Wow. Gonna be that kind of show. Hey, don't fault me. I'm drinking sweet tea from North Carolina.
Yeah, I gotta find a niche of something to like do.
And yeah, you got to find John King.
Booze.
I've been telling you this for a while.
I need booze.
You need booze?
I need booze.
I can't recommend, John, that booze is going to be your answer, but
It'll sure feel good when I start. Might not feel good when I finish, but it'll feel good when I start.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a good show for you tonight. We're shooting in our super secret studio. We've even got a special guest tonight. We got Bonnie with State Farm. She's here tonight to talk about hurricane season and what you could do to get prepared. June 1st was the start of hurricane season, so why not have Bonnie come in and talk about what you need to do insurance wise and then things that could possibly help you out. We got some weekend fishing, some spotted by. No captain's corners tonight. I know everybody was fishing this weekend, but we didn't get any captain's corners. We'll talk about what we did in the Florida Redfish Series, and we're going to talk about what they're doing now. What do I mean by what they're doing now, what they're doing to the fisheries now? We got some good news, and then we got, crap news.
These people are something else.
They are. So, good amount of information on the show tonight, so we're going to get through it here. Let's take a look, see if anybody's even watching. Look at that. We got Denise was first commenter again. How about that? Dale was second. Doug is on. Not only is Doug on, he's in the bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got I believe that's Sam, but I'm not sure. We got Bonnie commented. She's in the room. Chris is there. Jessica, howdy. I'm glad you're back, John. See, even Dale. Says,
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back in something.
Oh, let's see. Rick is on. What's up? Karrie, what's up? See you in 3 weeks. All right, cool beans. Looking forward to that. Let's see. All right. Well, that's all we got in comments so far, John. We welcomed you back. Can we welcome everybody else back?
Yes.
Hey, everybody, welcome back.
Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday night here in the bunker. I got the little fan blowing. Can you feel the fan? Fan feels nice. You can hear it? I hope the mic can't hear it. But the fan feels nice because it gets hot in the bunker. All right. We are going to get on with it here, John. Blackwater Fishing Club. Man, it's going to be the meeting this Thursday night, 7 o'clock, upstairs at the Blackwater. And, John, they have got Justin Branch from Duke Mariculture, so I believe that is the folks over there that are doing all the fishery stuff over there at Duke Power, there at the power plant. So so that ought to be interesting because they are not only doing redfish over there, I think they're doing trout as well. Yeah, I think they're, or at least last time I heard they were wanting to start doing trout. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
They're going to start doing baby manatees.
Manatees. Well, we got too many of those.
Chunking them things out there in the water.
We don't need no more manatees. We got plenty of manatees.
Petri dish manatees.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we need any more? No. Our grass is bad enough as it is. We don't need any more manatees.
The one thing people don't understand is they actually destroy. But
No, they completely destroy our ecosystem.
If you've been around as long as I have, you see what happened to the beautiful water.
John's back! Yeah, baby! Yeah! We got the golden grouper on that one. I like it. Welcome back, John. Glad you could join us.
I'm glad to be back, man. You know, a little small hiatus here and there, you know, disappear, come back.
John's like, where did I go?
Oh, no. All good. Then.
Yeah? You sure?
Yeah.
Good to be seen?
Yeah. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Great to be back. Wherever that is.
But yeah, no, the manatees, for everything that they do, I know they bring a lot of income into our area. You know, I understand that, but they are a detriment to our
society,
plasm, if you will. I mean, they eat all the damn grass and when you eat all the grass, there's nothing to filtrate the water. Crystal River's nowhere near as clean as it used to be. The thing used to be crystal clear.
To be able to see everything in Crystal River.
Everything.
You could see the bottom in Crystal River and look at the bass and the brim and the snook and the redfish and the gators. And then along came a manatee and sat down beside her. Messed up the whole damn thing.
Ate all the curds and whey. Is that where you're going with that?
Spider. They're the spider without 8 legs. They got no legs. They're the no-leg spider.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So we don't want any growing no more manatees, John. Dude, stay away from that.
Ship them back to where they came from.
Yeah. Yep. You know, it's funny how we are with the indigenous species here in Florida. How some of them, it's open season, kill them all, and then others we got to hug them and, do other stuff.
No, you're not allowed to touch them. Call them
George.
You can't even touch them.
No. By all means.
Don't touch them.
Don't touch those invasive species.
Don't water them. Don't touch them. They're like, mogwai.
Oh, don't get them wet after midnight? Yeah, that's a gremlin. Yeah. Baby Yodas.
They are little baby Yodas. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so
great movie.
Blackwater Fishing Club tournament following Saturday. Get up there, go see Kevin, pay your dues. They're cheap. The tournaments are inexpensive. Yeah. You get to eat a dinner at Blackwater when they clean all the fish. It's a good time.
Tip on the table for the waiters and servers.
Fishing and Social Club. We always mention or forget to mention the social part. It is a social club as well. Yep.
It's more of a social club.
Fishing club with a drinking problem. Yeah, maybe. Is that what social means?
Thanks. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I can get drunk there and just walk them.
You could. I guess
could
now.
Probably fall home and get there.
Have you guys seen the pictures of John's new place? I mean, if you follow him on Facebook, it's all over the place.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
I'm happy with it. It's my own little piece of what is that thing on the right?
John, it's the summer bash.
But what is that guy on the right?
It's the dude. It's the dude.
I'm going on trizepatide. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm ordering the trizepatide and I'm going to start losing weight. I'm done.
June
overweight.
28th. Towards the end of this month. It's summer bash time. We weren't able to do a spring fling, couldn't get everything aligned, couldn't get the stars and the moon and all that good stuff, so it's going to be a summer bash. It'll be our first one.
Yeah.
You excited?
I'm excited.
You are?
I love them.
You do. Yeah, because, you just, work so hard and,
You do all the work. You do all the work. I got to work on Saturdays. What do you want me to do?
You work one Saturday a month. For half a day.
I happened to hit that one 3 times.
It's amazing how that works.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I don't do the thing. You got to get on Devin. Devin makes the thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't ducking.
Yeah, no, you just run the place. You don't control the schedule or anything crazy like that.
I don't. I let them do it.
Yeah,
I'm a good boss.
Kid can't even fill out his time card on time.
No,
he's the
can't.
one making
the
schedule.
Getting paid. He's fixing soon to not get paid. I'm going to have to bring him in.
So. Yeah, we've got, John, speaking of Summer Bash, we've already got one of our very first donations from Sea Bass Welding. If you run a tiller, he's got a tiller extension for you. Going to be, it's all wrapped up in, plastic right now, but this is one of them pretty tiller extensions right here. Pretty freaking cool. And if not, keep it in the truck and hit somebody on the head if you need
bang stick.
Yep. You get one of them ruly gators or something, trying to get you in your truck.
Thanks a lot, Casey, for the donation.
Well, let's see. World's greatest charter captain and Barney. Noah sucks. Tip $1.
Noah sucks.
Well, Noah sucks should have tipped like $100. I mean, that is a truer statement has not been told, I think, or said, or whatever the case might be.
That is like the biggest joke going. We need somebody to go in there and clean house and get rid of these people that have nothing to do with fishing that are telling you how to fish. These people have nothing to do with fishing.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
they're pieces of excrement.
Yeah.
I didn't use a cuss word this time. I was being good.
Casey says it's dual purpose fish beating and a tiller extension, not just for a tiller motor.
What did that fish do to you, Casey? Don't beat the fish.
Or well, maybe it's a cobia or something. You got to just go to whacking on it. You got to whack a cobia, or it's the cobia's boat.
Yeah. The cobia are all gone now, so you don't have to worry about whacking them anymore.
Yeah, well, after the cobia tournament this weekend, I'm sure there was a dead foot in them.
Poor things.
There we go.
They paid the ultimate price.
There you go. John, if you don't know and you haven't watched the show before, you should know by now that Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights we do music bingo in all the above locations right there. If you haven't come to see us yet, you need to come check it out. It is a lot of fun.
How much are you paying We Be Talent to put that shameless plugs on there?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot.
Yep. It's like $1 at a time.
$1, $1.
It's a lot, John.
That boy puts in big bucks.
And that's when you start working fries. Plugs. That's when the big bucks come rolling in. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? If you've never been, I'm gonna tell you right now. Last night, those people hollering out those names and winning and stuff,
singing and
it's so much fun. If you've never been to a music bingo, last night at the Nature Coast Bar and Grill, it was the food was great. The people were absolutely hilarious. The names of the people is absolutely hilarious, and then the people that win is absolutely hilarious.
It is,
and it's a fun time. So you need to go to a music bingo if you've never been to them, because they're an absolute blast.
John, we got another shameless plug right here. It is Red Snapper time. This one's expensive.
That's an expensive one.
Yep. If you want to get out there and catch some red snapper, we've got availability this month, next month, and into September. And there's possible some good news coming down the way for September, but it hadn't been announced yet. So we'll see what happens. But if you want to get out there and get on some red snapper, we are on the economical side of red snapper trips. If you want to get out there, I mean, I know it's a long ride. It's 2.5 hour ride out there. I mean, I know that stinks, but it's a 12-hour trip. So you get plenty of fishing time, and then you get to sleep on the way back. So it's good training.
How can you beat that?
Yeah.
You can go hurt yourself reeling in fish and then go sleepy on the way home.
There you go. Yeah.
And Eric and Sam are asleep. It's the funniest thing because people are like, "Where'd the boat go?"
Yeah, the boat drives itself.
Exactly.
I
already push a button.
Yeah.
That's nice. I never had one of
them. Jim of Jigs just tuned in. He says he's on. Welcome to the show. We love us some Jim's Jigs. Where are we, John? It's time for Captain's Cove tip of the week.
They have not announced gag days yet.
Yep. Rick, don't be Jessica. Don't be Jessica. Rick. Be patient. Be patient. It's coming. It's coming. So, got to go to Captain's Cove today, and Andrew and Tyler are over there in Louisiana.
So is Justin,
and Aaron. So
we got 4 people up there.
So Mike was there today, not Mike the owner, the other Mike, and he was able to do. He did the corner. So let's see what Mike has to say.
How good he is.
Yep.
Hey people. Hey, this is Mike with Captain's Cove, and today we're going to talk about this bag right here, little cooler bag. Now, what this thing? You're out there on a hot day. We got the summer coming up. Nice insulated bag. Throw some ice in it. Throw your fish on it. Get that nice redfish. If you want to go to a tournament, you're fishing a tournament, walk up, carry this nice fancy bag with your fish in it on ice for a weigh-in. I personally use them on my boat to keep the fish on ice, especially in the summertime. You know, that hot water in the live wells, this will keep them nice and iced down and doesn't leak, works good, keeps the ice pretty good. This is the tip of the day, tip of the week from Captain's Cove, and once again, this is Mike.
I got her busted with mama. Not mama, daughter.
Ooh, somebody, yeah, somehow, something.
Became a sleuth.
Yeah. Yeah, so she knows who Richard Maurice is now. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. I have never.
Yeah,
I have never.
Yeah, got it, you know.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, cool thing is, John, is we're going to give that bag away tonight.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah. You win tonight's prize package. We've got it right here for you. Boom. Yep. And so, when you've got that fishing tournament that you need a grouper or you need a redfish or whatever, you keep them on ice, you drag them, you know, up to the scales, you know, he's right there. You're not having to carry the fish.
You're not
bring it up.
slimy.
You look professional.
Professional.
It's nice.
You're a winner.
Could be. You look like one anyway. Kind of like my golf game, John, that I can't golf worth crap, but I looked good out there doing it. You know, good, the right clubs, the right shorts, the shirt looked good, you know.
I'm a good golfer.
Yeah.
I have one tournament.
I am not. I have not.
I was with other people.
I can't say that. Yeah, I was going to say in a scramble, I could hold my own in a scramble. You know, but that's
and
about
every
it.
time I'd make a long putt, I'd go, somebody learned how to putt.
I have seen Happy Gilmore 2 commercials. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I can't
we'll
wait.
see how bad they screw that
Yeah,
up.
they're going to mess that up really good. What's it going to be? Happy Gilmore's kid playing now?
I don't know.
Yeah. We know Chubbs won't be in there.
Yeah.
And Bob Barker won't be in there. Oh, that's wrong.
Poor.
Bob and Chubbs won't be in there.
Man, that's not
That's wrong. Because I wanted to see Bob Barker just knock the crap out of Happy Gilmore. What did he say? The price is wrong, Bob.
Yeah. That's
The price is wrong.
all right. So this is normally when we'd play a little captain's, you know, corner for you, and you know, we'll at least explain what it is in case you guys forgot. John, what's a captain's corner?
Film like these on the boat.
Yeah.
Of whoever's with you, whether it be a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a daughter, a son, a grandma, a grandpa, a husband, or a wife. I think I got it covered. I think that's it, right? Uncle, other brother's cousin, or whatever. And if you're out there catching fish, you film them and you do it for like 30 seconds. And, you know, and everybody loves to be filmed when they're catching that big old fish or that small fish, or Dale's throwing a fly, or, you know, you just don't know.
So basically, we're looking for a local fishing
video.
report. Tell us in the area, not the exact spot that you're fishing,
I want
what
the
you caught
exact
it on. Yeah. And, you know, let's just wrap it up 15, 30 seconds. And you
not
send
much of
it
your life
to
and famous time.
Bam, right there. Just send it right there. It's easy peasy, guys. Easy. I realized it was a busy weekend. You know, there's so much going on, so much tournament stuff that, you know, I know how it is. We don't get to film much in tournament either because we're busy fishing.
Busy casting your arm off.
See, then that's the excuse
That's
right
what
there.
Jeff
I was in
Jessica
2
gave.
tournaments this weekend.
That's right.
Oh,
Jessica
not
was
time.
all over the tournament trail.
Let's see. LOL Dale, it was 3 pinfish. Because Chris catches fish too big. All right, John. So we're going to get into, you know, what is it that they're doing now?
Who we talking about?
This first one is going to be the Gulf Council, and AKA, you know, through proxy, NOAA, if you will. This is hot off the press today because they've had their meeting. You know, they're having their meeting in Tampa today, and we're going to talk a little bit about groupers. And this is not the gag grouper. You know, they spent a lot of time not talking about the gag grouper, you know, which, you know, should have a season opening here if we're lucky, you know, soon. But no, these are other groupers. So let's see what they got to say about that. So apparently this is all going to take place in 2026. But let's see. The Scamp, the yellowmouth grouper, the black grouper, and the yellowfin grouper will all roll into a basically 6-month season next year. Right now, you can fish for them anytime that you want to, but they're going to go ahead and take 6 months out of it because they want to prevent overfishing, John. It's not overfished now. They just want to prevent overfishing.
Okay.
So there's no studies.
Okay.
There's no nada. There's no nothing. We're just going to do it because we want to prevent. Why do we, do everything else? Because it's overfished because of overfishing. This one isn't overfished. We're just going to prevent overfishing.
So, if somebody starts off a sentence with a lie, the first premise of what you just posted in the very first sentence was a F-ing lie.
Yeah, it's a lie.
It said shallow water grouper.
Yeah.
Put that back up.
Yeah, hold on. Now I got to find it. Boop.
The council took final action to modify the catch limits and recreational season for the shallow water grouper complex, which is comprised of scamp, yellowmouth grouper, black grouper, and yellowfin grouper.
Mm-hmm.
Not one time has anybody, and I don't care what anybody says, don't give me no bull crap.
Yeah.
Have you caught any one of those grouper in shallow water? It's a lie.
You can catch them in the mangroves where they have little babies.
No, you can't. Not those. Absolutely, positively not.
Sure. Little scamps, little things.
Yeah. No. Wrong.
You can do it. But yeah, I wouldn't.
Wrong.
I would not classify those species. I mean, you're catching those in 100+ foot, on out to way on the other side.
feet.
Way on the other side. I mean, these are deep water. These are fish that average anglers, don't catch. That's why they're not. That's why they're not overfished. These fish, you got to go a long freaking way. And commercially, the commercial guys might be getting into these. And if you've got, where you go 200 miles offshore from here, you're going to get into some of them. But that is not your average angler, and that is why these fish are not overfished. But because we're NOAA and we're the Gulf Council, we know what's best, and we're going to stop it before it gets overfished, John. How about that, apples? Now, it's not official yet because the director of commerce or somebody has to approve it, but go figure. That's what they're looking to do. That's what come out of the meeting from today. So, and again, these aren't fish that really affect us whatsoever because none of us in this room or probably any of us are going to ever probably catch one of these fish, or a bunch of them. Let's just put it that way. So, but it just goes to show that that's how they can just reach and keep taking out of the cookie jar, and the harder they make it for you to go catch fish, want to go catch fish, whatever, they're winning. And that's what they're doing. It's crap. Now, let me get to something, John, that's going to affect everybody because everybody catches these. The 2025 FWC Sea Trout Symposium, John.
There's the start of it.
It's coming up in August, man. And don't you want to go to that? What do you think they're going to talk about in this symposium, John? Any ideas?
Yeah, let's ban trout.
Well, let me bring up a particular sentence right here. And again, this is a one-day event that'll bring together stakeholders, scientists, and fisheries managers for an in-depth look at the spotted sea trout fishery in Florida. So this symposium marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter in the management of sea trout. And here's where you can kind of get the idea of what's going to happen. Building on the success of FWC holistic management strategies for redfish and snook, the FWC is now exploring a similar approach for spotted sea trout.
Guess what that means? You
Translation.
can only keep one.
You're going to be able to keep one trout.
This one. One. You can keep one. That one.
So you can read into that how you want, but that is how I read that sentence, bold and clear.
It's right there.
you're going to, after the way that they've managed the snook and the redfish, what do you get for redfish and snook around here, John?
1.
Oh, 1. Yeah. How many trout can you keep now? There you go. Yeah. So when they
And big one on the boat.
when they do that, John,
Mm-hmm.
how hard do you think it's going to be for your average fishing charter captain to stay busy?
He can run 18 trips a day because he can go out there and go, throw right there.
Yep.
You got 1 trout. Throw right there. You got 1 redfish.
Mhm.
Throw right there. There's a snook. All right, we're going in.
So you get a 30-minute charter?
We're going in.
Yeah.
It's $500. And then he turns around and he takes somebody else out.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when that happens?
Mhm.
More fish are leaving the fishery
Well,
because we sat out there all day with your people and caught a couple fish.
Yeah.
Less fish are moving.
well,
But what do I know?
here,
I'm stupid.
no. Here's what happens. Every time you cut back on one fish, what do? You go find something else to catch. And then what happens to those fish?
Those fish get decimated.
You took out, some of the snappers. You took out this. You couldn't keep this. You can't keep gags. You can't do that. What do? You start catching lane snapper. All of a sudden, lane snappers being overfished. This vermilion snappers being overfished. It's a
Why don't they
never-ending
just
cycle.
get it over with and tell the honest truth that they don't want anybody fishing?
Yeah.
They don't want to be out hunting.
Nope.
They don't want anybody doing anything.
Nope.
The only thing they want you to do is to sit at home and do nothing.
Yep.
Here's your bread. Here's your water. Be a good little person. Pay your taxes and go home.
You know what else is on the chopping block, or at least for reductions, John?
Oh, we know what that is. Throw it out there.
Spanish mackerel, John.
Spanish mackerel. Now,
Spanish mackerel.
who would have ever thought
Yep.
that one day you would wake up and you would hear from NOAA and the Gulf Council, the FWC, that Spanish mackerel is overfished?
Mhm.
First of all, ain't no way in hell. Second of all, there ain't no way in the other hell that Spanish mackerel is overfished.
Yep.
What we have is a conglomerate of stupid people that are in charge of stuff they should not be in charge of.
Well, here's the
Period.
thing. Commercially, Spanish mackerel has become a big deal. So, for the people that, have the money per se, they kind of pull those levers. And if you're out there catching those Spanish mackerel, though, then, you can't, have the commercial folks catching the Spanish mackerels. Can you? Making a living? No. People make money off of it, exporting it. They're exporting the Spanish mackerel.
Of course, it's going to the slant eyes over there in Japan and China where they eat Spanish mackerel.
See, Casey knows. Save the grunts. You laugh.
You laugh. You think funny, ha ha.
Yeah. Grunts won't be long.
Already fixing to be next.
Grunts won't be long. But, John, there is common sense in the world. And it comes in the way of not just our governor, but Georgia's governor,
Three
and
of them.
South Carolina's governor.
3 of them woke up and said they must have called each other and said, you know what? Something's going on and it's wrong.
So, fixing failure, and this is a CCA, post. Basically, those 3 governors today jointly called on the U.S. Department of Commerce to give management of red snapper and reef fisheries in the South Atlantic back to the states. Basically, they and there was a link on here that you could actually see the letter that was sent and has the signature of all 3, governors. So when the governors of the states know that you're using BS information, you're using BS science, you're using BS this, and the states say, we've had enough, we're taking it back, or we want to take it back. Again, it's a good sign. I don't know if anything will become of it, but the Atlantic is where they're telling you, our red snapper's coming back, but it's just not ready, and they're still giving them 1 day for red snapper season, and 1 per person and all that good stuff, I think the people have had enough. The governors are listening, and they've made a step in the right direction to try to do something, to kind of fix that, so. Yeah. It is what it is. So they were able to take over red snapper in the Gulf side, so the Gulf states. So DeSantis, Alabama, a little bit of Mississippi, Texas and all that. They were able to take that over and take it from NOAA in the Gulf side here. So hopefully they can do the same thing on the Atlantic side there and kind of make sense of it. At least get some real studies in there. Again, we're taking out the other groupers with no studies. We're going to prevent the overfishing now by just go ahead and implementing, And again, it's not something that's going to really affect us, but the fact that they can just do it because it sucks. So, what is it? Was there any other happy news with that, John?
There's happy news.
There was happy news. Okay.
You got happy news.
I do? Refresh me.
Red groupers all year long.
That was the other happy news. Okay, yeah. So
Red grouper was under destruction.
Oh, just last year we were dying off.
There was no red groupers. They were all gone. Mm-hmm. Now we're fishing red grouper all year long because we're picking on shallow water grouper, Spanish mackerels, and gag.
And the other possibility, John, in September, if, because they should have announced it today, and I guess they just didn't talk about it today in the meeting or whatever. There should have been a gag grouper season should have been announced today from that meeting, and it was not. But they're stating that there could be a 14 to 20 day season overlapping, the for hire, where the for hire guides would be able to do a trip where they could get red snapper, red grouper, and gag grouper all in the same trip, so. You talk about being booked for 14 days. Whoo, that's going to be a busy July or September, I guess. But there again, middle of the hurricane season, hot as balls, gags. That's the worst month for you to catch gags, so.
The only studies they do is to study how not to let you catch fish.
How far up their ass they can stick their head.
That's what they do best.
That sounded awful.
And I didn't have to study it.
No.
It's easy. You don't have to do a study on their study.
All right. Well, John, another touch of good news. We fished that Florida Redfish Series this past weekend over there in St. Augustine, and it was interesting. We fished all day Friday, pre-fished, and there are a lot of flounder, St. Augustine, which we knew. I mean,
place.
I grew up there. I know that there were flounder there.
I think there's a flounder every 5 feet.
There was about every 5
feet. And if you throw the right Q8 baits, you will catch said flounder. I promise you. You don't need that bait for flounder. Just throw a Q8 bait out there and go, ooh, got one.
Trout. Pretty heavy in the trout.
You got trouts.
Pretty heavy in the trout.
Yeah, but flounder. Wow.
But on that Friday, John, we saw 2 redfish, and you caught one of them?
I did. I caught him. He caught me.
Yeah.
He was like a redfish, only smaller.
He spent like that.
Yeah.
So we went to the captain's meeting where they fed us some barbecue. It was fantastic. Everything was good. Man, great even had free drinks, free beer. It was a great time over there.
I helped the economy out.
Yep. At the fish bite store over there. It was good. Had the captain's meeting. Everything went well. We had to make a decision, John. What are we going to do? So I can tell you Saturday, we were probably the first boat that actually stopped and fished. Probably were the first boat to have a redfish in the boat. Because I think we had them within like 3 casts.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't go very far. But I mean, again, he was 17-ish, maybe. Not keeper size. Was he 17 and a half? Yeah. So we kept kind of fishing that little area. And it was like,
it was going to be great.
All right. We got one right off the bat. Here we go. It's going to happen. Yep. And
Flounder.
Trout.
Flounder.
So
Flounder.
I think, probably 8:30-ish?
Yeah.
We said, we got to make a decision. And we found out the key to fishing St. Augustine
is to not fish St. Augustine.
To get the hell out of St. Augustine. So we We made a long ride.
They say we rolled out.
We did.
At high rates of speed.
And
40 mile an hour.
where we got, I told John, this is what you're looking for. And this is what you're going to do. And when you see this is the way that the water's going to move, you just cast to it and you should get a fish on. And I think as I was showing John the example,
There it came.
fish on.
There came the example.
And I mean, and this is getting there and exactly. Like, oh, this is nice.
26 and 3/4 inch redfish in the boat. Very nice. That was good.
John was coaching me the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Eric, don't you lose that fish.
Boy,
Eric, don't you do this.
Tighten that drag down. And I said, I will not. You will not.
This is where John doesn't understand what was going on. Eric was loosening the drag.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's
I don't care. You don't touch that drag. Preset by me. Don't touch that drag.
Anytime that you've got a critter in the way that we were fishing, you loosen that drag. He will pull off at the boat every time he turns around.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I promise you.
You had a hell of a net guy on that fish. No. He wasn't good.
You netted it.
What?
Hell of a net guy. But you netted it.
I have not missed one of your fish. I've not missed one of your fish. I have not missed one of your fish.
So, and then we felt like that was going to be the thing, boom, 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 boom. But that was the one we got. And then the sun came up because it was overcast. I mean, we typical Florida Redfish Series, pouring rain in the morning. They thunder and lightning delay, do all that good stuff. So it was overcast that whole time. We ran to where we went. And it seemed like right after we caught that fish, the sun come up, and then that fishing point was gone. Yeah, so we went to another little area and said we need a little more water, and
there it was.
We got up in there and we went one area, fished some docks, did some things, and it just didn't pan out. We said we got to go back to this one area, and we did, and we caught the other fish, and it wasn't as big as we wanted it to be.
There
but
was no we involved in this. It was Eric.
Yeah, well,
I was netting.
Yeah.
Eric was catching.
Hey, I don't care who catches them,
Oh,
as
no,
long as
I
they
don't
get them in
either.
the boat.
I don't either, but John wasn't helping anything.
You were netting and
I was
coaching
netting.
and and all
I was
that good
netting.
stuff.
Yeah, coaching. Don't you touch that drag.
So we rode so long and far.
Look at that hair.
That's how John's hair was. Yeah,
That's what happens.
I mean, that's
what happens when you make a 40-mile run wide open. Wah!
But big shout out. Again, the Q8 bullet. I mean,
Yeah, it was
you
on it.
can't
You can't catch fish on that. You just can't catch fish.
it's that bullet right there. I think I
That
was
is
using
big.
the purple one though, but it
You were
was
purple.
it was
Yeah.
using.
I used the white one on that one. You used the purple on yours.
Yep, and it gets the job done. I can't say anything more about it. If you watched the Fish Talk show last night, Mario had a good segment on Q8 baits last night. They talked about it, in depth for a little bit, and then it's getting out there. It's starting to get to a lot more of the bait shops, here locally. It's out there now in Seahag. It's at the Gateway in Swanee. Cedar Key Bait and Tackle. It is Captain's Cove, Hook, Line, and Sinker, Pete's Pier. So I mean, you can buy them here, locally, and we're still working on, getting into other places and going south and going north, and I'm working on it. So,
Eric in the restaurant the other night. Hey, you guys, did you carry Q8 baits up to the counter? They're like, what's that? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just in the sales.
Yeah.
My bad. I was Tommy Boy. You need to buy some American-made baits.
always be selling,
Right.
man.
Always be selling, bro. Get out. You can get a good look at a Q8 bait by sticking your head in a trout's mouth.
Yeah. Speaking of restaurants, John, Sonny's Barbecue, Josh and Melissa McCall. We love us some Sonny's over there, and we love everything that they do for us. We'll be giving away some gift certificates to Sonny's there tonight. We do have some spotted by here before we get Bonnie on. Let's see. We spotted Andrea right there. They got into a mess of trout. We spotted Samuel playing with them big wasted times that we like to call targets.
Bait fish. Solid bait fish right there.
Yep. And then we spotted Scott and the clan, and
They do it.
they don't got any fish, but I spotted them, and they were fishing.
And they were fishing.
Figured we'd get them on there, John.
They
and,
look, one of them in the front looks depressed.
Yeah, well, maybe he's just looking.
He looked depressed. The other guy was pointed, the other guy catching fish, and he looked depressed.
He should be happy. I just saw a post the other day. He got his certification for helicopter paramedic, something from US or something. I don't know, some kind of big old fancy thing for paramedic stuff.
Man,
that he does.
that's
So,
pretty good.
yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. So there you go. So, John, I think we've covered our bases. I want to check the list just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, that's important right there. Yeah. So we get off of this where I can see us. There we go. Florida Redfish Series, just touching back on it. So we placed 11th in St. Augustine, and I think to date that's our best placement for a tournament. So kudos to us, Q8 Baits, for making that happen. We are currently 12th in the series for the year, so better than we were at this point last year. To get in that top 10, we're going to have to do really, really good in the championship.
We got to do good.
We got to move up 2 spots, and that's going to be tough, but
We can do it.
we can do it.
We're coming to our home waters where we love Steenhatchee and we know how to fish it. Okay. I'm back. I got Derry.
John, welcome back to the program. We may have to go fish Steenhatchee a few times before now in September.
I'm back. Oh man, I'm back. I feel better now. Much better now.
Yep. So it's a good deal there. So but had to touch base. I mean, because that's great news. I mean, we're thrilled with that, and Joe and Q8
can make it
thrilled
happen.
with it. Yeah, and
We're going to make it happen.
Goal was to be in the top 10, and that's what
We're
it's been
going to
basically.
make it.
Both years so far. So
This is our time to shine.
it's all in our hands.
It's all in our hands.
We just got to get it in the fish's
It's
mouth.
all up to us. It's up to us.
All right.
We got to sell it.
Yeah. So I think, John, without any further ado, let's get Bonnie up in here. There we go. So just slide your, you stand up, we'll move this over. Put Bonnie in here, and then you grab hers. Come on in here. There you go. You're just like a little munchkin. We might have to adjust the camera.
I might need a booster seat.
There we go. There she is.
Hi, everyone.
Bonnie, go ahead and introduce yourself in case somebody doesn't realize who you are.
I'm Bonnie Wlasiuk with State Farm Agent. That's who I am. State Farm Agent.
State Farm Agent.
Yes.
It's her.
It's me.
Now, we asked Bonnie to come on because, one, she's got a couple of things to talk about, but two, the news said the other day, June 1st was the start of hurricane season. And I thought, why not get Bonnie on right now and talk about what you can do, insurance-wise to protect yourself now before the hurricane's knocking on your door. So, Bonnie, we're going to let you have it, and then maybe we'll get some questions off the computer right there from people at home, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Go,
Sounds
girl.
good. So the first tip, move out of Florida because hurricanes are coming.
That's a great one. Good start.
That was just for all you Yankees.
Didn't realize I said that out loud. So I have to put my readers on for my own notes here. All right, so here's just some common sense things. You can actually fill jugs with water at home. You can fill your bathtubs up with water. My point to that is, they recommend that you drink or that you have at least 1 gallon of water per person in your household per day. And you should follow those rules. So the non-State Farm Bonnie thinks it's amazing at how much hoarding we have during hurricane season for water when half y'all don't even drink a gallon of water a week, let alone a day.
A year.
go.
That sounds like a health tip.
I buy Cokes and Pepsis. I don't know why. I skip over the water and
Yeah.
go straight to the beer and Pepsi.
So
Hurricane Party, right? Yeah, doesn't it have water in it?
Beer has water.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
I
does.
think
So
it
does
does.
Coke's carbonated
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, get your hurricane supplies starting to get together now because the county goes nuts as soon as there's a hurricane. And
Get that toilet paper quick.
yeah, get that too.
Yeah.
Wipe it out now.
Start getting your gas together, your water together, flashlights, batteries, because they'll be gone in 2 seconds. Just be prepared. Be prepared because you're not going to have power, more than likely. And if you're like me, if the power goes out, I also don't have water. So, prepare, especially if you're on a well. You might not be able to bathe. So the one thing they don't run short of is deodorant. So, make sure that's on your list too and your little kit there because we don't like smelly people.
Baby wipes.
The men can buy Secret. If that's all that's there, it's okay. You can use it.
Yeah.
Strong enough for a man.
Made for a woman. Get your charcoal, your lighter, because lighter fluid. You're going to be without power. You need to cook. All right. So try not to bore you to death with insurance. But a lot of this stuff y'all probably may not know. So homeowners, renters, and auto policies have different coverages and rules for hurricanes. But both rules apply to short notice. Can you put my picture up?
I can, sure. Boom. There you go.
There we go. So everybody knows this picture, right? It's the cone of death. So anytime that cone of death comes up, and you can see our area in this particular diagram is in there, 2 things happen. One, as it approaches our area, all insurance carriers stop writing any new business. Sometimes this happens 3 days before the storm even hits. At which point you cannot make changes. You cannot do anything to your policies. You're at a dead standstill, and I can no longer write any new business. Also, this cone pertains to homeowners insurance. This activates your hurricane deductible, which I'll talk about in just a minute. So I'm done with the picture now. Thank you very much. So with your homeowners, the best thing that I can tell you, homeowners or renters policy, is start documenting everything you own right now. Don't do it a day before the storm. Take videos of all your possessions. Take videos of your home, anything you can. People say, well, what should I be taking pictures of? So I want you to imagine this. Turn your house upside down, shake it. Everything that falls out is your personal property. That is what you want to be documenting. Because if your home gets wiped out by a hurricane, you're not going to remember everything that you have. I'll give you a very quick example. It's not hurricane related, but tornado related. About 3 years ago, we had a tornado come through Ocala, wiped out one of my customers. He was in an apartment. This was on a Saturday. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I got a call from my claims department. Real quick story, by the time 6 o'clock rolled around, we had him into a house, his whole entire family. So that's part of your policy too. It's called your loss of use. That's very important on your homeowner's policy because it's going to help you get shelter, food. And he called me back on Monday and said, State Farm's sending me a check for an extra $5,000. What's that for? I said, well, I assume you're going to go to work. You probably don't have a toothbrush. You probably don't have a belt. You might not have shoes anymore. So that's what that check is for. That's your loss of use. So we're going to put you back to where you were. Very important. Next thing that's very important thing is get a policy review. If you haven't had one lately, you need to know your coverages, especially when that cone comes, because there's nothing I can do to help you once that cone's there. If you're not with me, you should be. But if you're not, that's okay. Get a copy of your policy. If you are with me, call my office. We'll sit down. We'll do a policy review. I'll explain all those coverages to you. Let's see, what else? During hurricanes, State Farm opens up a specific line just for the agents, for claims department, so I can help you get through your claims faster, smoother, easier. It's only for Florida, and so if you do have that claim, call me. I'll get you through it. Let's see. Policy review. Okay, your hurricane deductible. You say, well, Bonnie, when I look at that cone, it looks like it's only in Miami. Why is my deductible activated? So you have a separate deductible for your hurricane. It's more money, of course. Your deductible for hurricanes is a lot more money. The reason it's activated as soon as that cone hits is because hurricanes spawn tornadoes. And so even though you're in Ocala, you're in Crystal River, wherever you're at in Florida, a strong wind gust knocks that tree on your house, you are in a hurricane deductible. So just keep that in mind as well. Most deductibles on your homeowner's policy, you cannot change until renewal date. So again, important to look at your renewal date because you might not be able to make changes this hurricane season, but we'll get you ready for next hurricane season. Okay, start preparing your yard now. If you're a homeowner, you know, if you're living like a junkyard, you need to start cleaning that stuff up now. Let's not wait till the last day. So remember, you are liable for objects that fly out of your yard that are not an act of God. So if you have a bunch of junk, your neighbor goes outside to watch a tree fall down and one of your items hits him in the head and knocks him out, you're liable. So remember, your property is your responsibility. So clean it up. You're also trying to prevent a claim from happening. If you don't clean your yard up, you got stuff flying all over, going to hit your house. Yeah, we're going to repair it. Yes, we're going to help you out there. But the whole objection is to eliminate claims. Not because we won't pay out. We absolutely will. But if you have too many claims on your record, after a while, you're going to get an evaluation. So if you
Going to the principal's office.
exactly, and you don't want to go to the principal's office and an insurance company, not good. So yeah, get those items out of your house, make a dump run. Okay, so homeowners does not cover rising water. Doesn't cover it. You need a separate flood policy for that. So don't think your homeowners covers it because it doesn't. No insurance company does on a standard homeowners policy. You must get flood insurance. Real quick, know your zone. Heed all your evacuation notices. If you don't know if you're in a flood zone, now's the time to figure that out, not when the water's rising. Let's talk about roofs real quick. Roofs are a big thing. Not that I am talking bad about any roofing companies, by no means. There's a lot of good ones out there, but they come out of the woodworks when a hurricane comes. They come from all different states and they prey on people's homes. So that's part of the reason why homeowners insurance is in the crisis it is now, because of a lot of claims that have gone through that shouldn't have because of some not fun roofers. So what's covered on your roof? So understand anything that has to do with maintenance whatsoever is not covered. So if it's raining during a hurricane or any time, really, it doesn't even have to be hurricane season, but if it's just raining and all of a sudden you have a leak, chances are it's not covered. That's maintenance. That's wear and tear. Now, tree branch falls on your roof, yes, you're covered. Wind picks up shingles, blows them off, yes, you're covered. People tell me all the time, but I have a 30-year warranty on my roof.
My shingles, yeah.
You do for manufacturer defect, not for wear and tear at all. It's never wear and tear. If that's the case, every roofer would be replacing the roof in 10 years in Florida. So remember, your warranty with your roofing company has nothing to do with insurance. We look at wear and tear. We do not cover maintenance. That's on you. Okay, so trivia question, so I can wake you up instead of boring you to death right now.
Oh.
You two can't answer. You can't answer either.
Well, hold on. Before that, let's get into what we're doing here. So Bonnie, every month or so we give Bonnie gives us something to give away, and this week or this month it looks like it's a rod and reel combo right here. So that's pretty nice. What we're gonna do, Bonnie's gonna ask a trivia question. The first right answer we see pop up on there is gonna get their name written down, and the beginning of next month we'll put all the winners in there and draw a winner. You can only win one time, so you can't have Jessica in there 4 times, it'll just be.
And you have 3 chances tonight because I have 3 trivia questions.
Oh gosh, let me.
People's going in.
Hold on, I have to write down stuff. Probably put glasses on.
All right, first question. A tree falls on my roof or wind rips my roof off and water rain pours into my house. Are you covered for that water damage?
Oh, that's a 50-50 right there.
I know.
Just keep watching up there for the right answer.
I got it.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got 3 yeses.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right
That is
answer?
correct.
So, all right. So
Yes.
Dale got in on that one. Congratulations, Dale.
Why? Because it's not rising water. So your roof gets ripped off, you got water damage, you're covered. If you sustain damage to your roof and one of those roofing companies come to your home, as they will, do not sign over your benefits. Okay, there's a little form that they tell you to sign. That means they will talk to your insurance company. They will take care of all of it for you. Do not sign away your rights because we no longer can talk to you anymore. And it's your home and it's your policy. You don't need to assign your benefits to anyone. If anybody ever asks you to do that, you call me immediately and I'll tell you.
Probably a really good point right there. Good call.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you can help it, if you have damage to your home during a hurricane, try to patch it up as best you can until they can get there to repair it. You don't want to cause further damage. I'm not suggesting you climb on your roof, though. In fact, if you follow my State Farm, Bonnie Wlasiuk, State Farm agent, Facebook page, I always give tips during hurricane season, and I have reputable roofers that I actually know that will offer to come put a free tarp on your roof if it's leaking. So I have people that'll come help you if you're not able to. So by all means, do not jump on your roof to try to repair anything. We don't.
Part of being under that umbrella.
Yeah. So here's another trivia question.
Oh.
A tree falls in your backyard. Does insurance pay for tree removal? A tree falls in your backyard. Does insurance pay for tree removal? I take my glasses off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, holy moly.
I'm trying to figure out which one
so
started
we've got
the new
Chris,
question.
we've got a
Would be the
Chris
first
with
answer.
a no, we got Kevin with a yes,
Mhm.
Jessica with a no, and then a bunch of no's.
All right, so Chris is the winner, and the answer is no.
Okay.
Let me explain. All right, so Chris, you're in the bucket for that one. So if it falls in the middle of your yard, we don't insure land, we don't insure trees. So the answer is no, we're not removing it. If said tree falls across your fence, across your driveway, or on your home, or on your vehicle, yes, we remove it and pay for that because it's obstructing your home, your fence. It's destroyed your property that we actually insure. We do not insure land. So if it falls in the middle of your 3 acres, well, get a chainsaw out because we're not coming to help you on that one.
Or just take your car and run it right into the tree.
Don't do that.
That might be insurance fraud. I didn't hear that.
Why?
All right. So any questions on homeowners? I promise when I move to auto, it's a lot quicker because homeowners is very, detailed. So any questions on homeowners before I move on to auto?
Can we insure a tree?
No.
There you go, Chris. No, you cannot insure a tree. All right. Any other questions on homeowner policy? Do not take your car and run it into a tree.
No, don't do that. No.
It's obvious my home is too old for me to have homeowners insurance. Okay. Chris, you can insure anything you can afford to. Yeah. All right. So the comments are rolling, but I don't see any questions.
I mean, there might be a tree insurer out there somewhere, but it's definitely not State Farm.
Yeah.
Casey, you do
What
have
if it has a
options.
tree house in it?
No, because we don't insure that.
Oh,
That's
all right. I was trying, reaching for straws.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, let's just move on to auto, and
We'll move on.
we'll follow the questions as they come up.
And Casey, try Citizens. They have to, that's a state funded. They might be able to get you insurance on your home.
There you go.
All right. So, auto. Once that cone hits, like I said before, and we are shut down from writing, I cannot make any changes to your policies, and we can't write new business. We can't change. The only exception is if you buy a brand new car during the hurricane. Now, I have no judgment against anybody. If you want to be in hurricane winds buying a new car, I will
That's when
insure
you get the best deals.
Right. So that is the only time that I'm allowed to buy into anything during a hurricane. So again, know your coverages, know what they are, make changes now, not later. Let's see. If you live in a flood-prone area, again, you want to prevent claims. Move your cars, get them out of the area, go park them somewhere high and dry so they don't get flooded out. Now, if you're not able to and your car gets flooded, are you covered? Yes, as long as you carry comprehensive coverage. You don't have comp on your vehicle, you are not covered.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a low area.
Yes.
I'm going to be safe. I'm going to go park my vehicle like where we're at right here. I would go park it in the shopping center or park it, whatever,
Yes.
across the way. It's more elevated there.
Right.
But something happens to it because we moved it over there.
Mhm.
Would I be covered?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Cool.
As long as you have comp coverage.
Do I have that?
You do.
Oh, yay!
Don't be PIP and liability.
Yeah.
Nobody's there to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, if a tree falls and no one's there to hear it, it may not be covered. We'll see. But, so again, common sense, if you're in a flood zone, move your cars. Again, do a policy review, make sure you're covered. Okay, trivia number 3. If a tree falls on my car during the storm and my coverage is only what the state requires me to have, is my car covered for those damages by the tree? Tree
Been
falls
paying
on my car.
attention. That
I
should
know.
be an easy one.
I know.
Casey says no.
Casey, you are correct.
There
The
you go.
answer is no, because the state does not require you to have comprehensive coverage.
Like I said, paying attention goes a long ways.
And I get people all the time that say, but I paid my car off. I don't need full coverage anymore. Well, that's true with your finance company. You no longer need to carry comp and collision because they're the only ones that require it. The state doesn't require it. So, yeah, just because you paid your car off, you can certainly drop comp and collision. But should you? Personal choice, my opinion is no. Because that rock hits your front shield window, I'm not replacing it because you no longer have comp. Tree falls on you, I'm not replacing it because you no longer have comp. You crash into something and when you don't have collision, I'm not fixing your car. So again, talk to whomever your agent is. Hopefully it's me. And oh, by the way, I do have good news for my current policy holders. We have filed for a rate decrease, so we are going to see some relief very soon on our renewals, which is awesome. We also have filed for a new business rate decrease that should be hitting around August. So if you did have to leave me during higher prices, which I totally understand, I'll be calling you at the end of July because I can get you back cheaper. And then also the first of the year, we will also be filing for yet another decrease. And when I say file, what I mean by that is every insurance company, whether it's a decrease, increase, has to file with the state of Florida Insurance Department to get those approved. So anyway, there you go. We've got some good news coming. Let's see. Okay, the very last thing about hurricanes is that my staff and I are always back in the office the very next day after a storm, and we are in my office until it's no longer safe to be. And the reason being is because as an agent, my job is to be there and be your best friend on your worst day. and I have authority during hurricanes to write claim checks to my insured. So if you have a horrible issue, the hurricane really messed your home up, messed your car up, whatever that might be, as soon as it's safe to be there, I am right back in my office, whether I have power or not, because I don't need electricity to write a check. So point being is my staff and I are always there, which is always a fun fact when I'm interviewing, which, by the way, I am interviewing again. I'm down a team member. Anyway, one of the things that I straight up tell them in an interview is during hurricane season, you're on call. So,
married to the job.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's my promise to you. We are there, fully ready to go, to help you with any claim.
Good job. All right. Well, Dale, Chris, and Casey, you'll have your names in the bucket, followed by whomever follows you next week and the following weeks to come. So congratulations. Bonnie, once again, very good information there. Like I said,
It wasn't too boring.
well, I mean,
No, it wasn't.
Insurance can only be
That's
so
the
much
whole-
fun, but
Yeah.
there was some points in there that
There was nothing more
hit home. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
if you didn't know, now you know.
Now
Right.
you know.
And you can always learn because, there be people that may have not had comprehensive and may have not had.
Yeah.
And now they're going to call you and go, hey, yo,
Exactly.
before they screw up and put a tree on their car.
Right.
Bonnie, real quick,
Mhm.
tell me all about it.
Good. I got some news on that too. So
Nice.
anyway, we did get a new logo. I have to send it to you and update. Oh, you're not gonna see it. It's
You can see some of it.
Yeah.
Got the
Anyway, it's really
cloak
cool.
of invisibility.
Yeah. So it is Angler Party Friday, November 7th. Actual tournament is Saturday, November 8th. Got a lot of announcements that came in today, hot off the press, so you get to hear it before it's even posted to the tournament
Oh, there you
page.
go.
So, yours truly, DJ Eric will be our DJ for the Angler Party and the weigh-in. Stacy is coming back as our photographer. Thank goodness, 'cause last year was not good.
I didn't even know who that was. Just somebody walking around with a phone.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Wasn't good. So, it is because Stacy had a previous engagement last year. I only hold it against her a little bit and tease her about it, but she's back
That's
this
well,
year.
you should.
Right. So she's going to be at our Angler Party. And I forgot to ask you. So can I put you on the spot? I was
John's the rod guy.
Thank you. I knew he would.
I'm not
putting him on the
veering.
spot.
I don't veer.
I know you don't. So get your kids signed up. Get your
Yep.
grandkids signed up. Nephews, nieces. Get kids there. Because John's going to give them a new rod, and we have different prize categories for the kids as well. Also, Cedar River Seafood got confirmation that they are catering for us again. So we are going to have
Good stuff.
some really good food there. Confirmation that we got the George Washington Carver Center back. So if you were there last year,
Nice.
you know the
Great
new
place.
center we had.
That's a big place, and you
Nice
guys
place,
filled
and
it.
you filled
It
it.
is, and I hope that
Fill it again.
Well, I have a feeling that it's going to be
It's
our
gonna be
last year
filled.
there
Oh,
It's more,
because
too
I think
many
we're going to
people.
outgrow it.
oh,
Maybe
well,
it'll-
that's a positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's positive.
Yeah, it's positive.
The negative is,
Yeah,
I
the
got to
place
find
is
another
nice.
place.
What,
Yeah,
like
place
the
is
high
nice.
school
And it's nice.
gymnasium or something? I don't
The
know.
football field.
Yeah.
The football field.
Registration is open. You can go to marionvetpark.com. Go to the events calendar, scroll down to Fishing for Freedom tournament, click on there, and you can register. It is open. Sponsorship link is open as well. And of course, we are always looking for more sponsors. I try to help my sponsors out quite a bit. I do a lot of advertising for them. There's rumor that we're also going to have a radio spot on one of the morning shows on the Fox News with Marion Vet Park. So I will
Very
be
nice.
able
Cool.
to get my presenting sponsors in there and get some good advertising this year.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome sauce.
And it's
Yeah.
a wonderful tournament to fish.
Oh.
Nice.
And we're trying to, I've been talking with Lisa of CCCA. I'm going to try to get CCA on board so that we can have more of a live tournament. And because that's always been my end goal, mine and Doug's end goal. I want to release those fish back.
Yeah.
So that's our goal. I will keep you posted because whether or not CCC is able to do it, I know within our fishing community, I know that we'll get some tanks there somehow, some way.
Somehow. I've got the power.
Yes.
Very good.
That's all I got.
Very good. Good information. A lot of people in there said they learned a little something in the comments there.
See?
So, yeah, and they thanked you there.
Why not learn?
Rick even says, love you, Bonnie. Man. Oh,
Man.
Jessica says, yes, live tournament. All right, cool. All right, John, what are we giving away tonight?
Wait, baits.
Oh, the bullet.
Let's eat.
There you go. 2 from Sonny's Barbecue.
Jig it up.
Yep, Jim's Jigs.
A gift for you.
That's actually from KC Seabass Welding.
This is 100 shrimp.
100 shrimp right there.
That's
Yeah.
a darn good deal right
There
there.
you go.
Because if they don't have them, they got to go build them for you. Because you've got a coupon for them. And some wonderful, yummy chum.
The chum up.
And then, as you saw earlier, we're giving away the I too can be a tournament angler bag and look like I am what I am.
Yep, and it is all folded up.
What a
That
deal.
does unfold to be quite
What a deal. It
large.
holds quite a large fish in there.
All right, you guys know how we do this. I've got 5 sheets of paper right here. We're going to ask a question. The first 5 right answers that we see are going to get their name written on and put in the bucket, and then we will have maybe Bonnie draw the winner. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Gonna do that for us?
I can.
All right,
Yes.
there we go. All right, tonight's question. It is a doozy, boys and girls. Let me get to it right here. Tonight's question. According to the FWC, what is the state record for black grouper? According to the FWC, what is the state record for black grouper? Yep, I need pounds and ounces. Pounds and ounces. We're standing by now. Yeah, man. Everybody's got the Google box out now.
Mhm.
All
Dumping
right.
them.
Did you get the? Oh, here
now
we
we
go.
go.
Here they
Okay.
come. All right. So, oh, Dale, you were so close. All right. We know who's got the fast Wi-Fi's.
Mhm.
All right. Well, once they get it Googled, it starts to come in. And let's see, we're going to get one more, and it's going to be that one.
Mhm.
All right, here we go. Who's in the box tonight? Our answer we were looking for, some of you got it up there, was 113 pounds, 6 ounces. That is a stud, John.
That's big.
Here we go. We've got
big.
in the box Christy, Kev Dog, Thomas, Jessica, and Denise. All right.
I had to put it down because I'm short.
Yeah.
Can't
Well,
do
I
it up
can't
there.
have you look in the bucket.
I won't.
I'm going to put it out here
But I
in
got
front of
little
you.
dinosaur arms.
There you go. She's
I'll mix them.
yeah, she's mixing, she's shaking, she's got just one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. I think it's a conspiracy. She
It
picked
might
her.
be.
Uh-huh.
She picked her buddy. That's not right.
That's women on women.
Congratulations, Christy. Christy. And so Christy's got a nice prize package there.
Yes.
We'll put that over there with the prizes. All right, good deal. Good show tonight. Always good to have a guest here in the bunker. And like I said, big things happening. Florida Redfish Series for Team Weeby Tail and Q8 Super Baits. Looking forward to the championship in September. Lots of good things happening. You guys stay safe out there. Want to book a red snapper charter, give us a call. Other than that, John, I think it is time to say Weeby Tailing is brought to you by Shasty McNasty Fishing,
Cove Outfitters.
Jim's Jigs,
Filletzall Blades.
Aquatic Nutrition,
Q8 Super Big.
Karrie's Custom Rods,
Hey, with State Farm.
Her. Native Nautical Mailboxes,
Oh,
and Power Pole,
Steve Bass Welding.
Sonny's Barbecue, Josh and Melissa.
Hippo Head Hotel. Rent you a room for scallop season.
There you go. All right, boys and girls. See y'all next week. Be safe out there.